everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm 5 minutes off, so I'm off on my timing. Apologies about that, folks. Week 10 of Homestead Miami Speedway. Here is your starting grid for the 802 Racing Leagues here at Riptide Radio. Week 10, Homestead again. Kenny Reel, Steve Ritter's going to be your front row here. Kenny Reel getting the pole here. Good time for that. Joseph Grijalva, John Ross going to make it row number 2. Frank's Engine will have Johnny Barker to his outside, row number 3. Brandon Guerin, Jason Wiley there in row number 4. Jeff Barefoot, Leroy Koblenz will be there, row number 5. Michael Caffrey, Rob Lowell in row number 6. Down the starting grid we go. Will be row number 7. AJ Cawthon with Nate Cutila. Christy Delgado will have Eli Raposa there as well. Row number 8, Dave Farella will have Arabia Kate in row number 9. Christopher Pindell will have Dalton Powell in the mix. I meant to start earlier, but the wife needed me, so I do apologize about that. We normally have everything all in the good, the good timing and all that stuff. And we did it in our last group with enough time, but I had to situate myself there, so I do apologize about missing the start there. Normally we do the intro and all that cool stuff and all the fantastic way that life kind of works, and these things do happen again. But it's going to be a good race. Here's what they're going to be doing real quick. Race information here for week 10, brought to you by BG Graphics, Leaf Guard, Riptide Radio, of course, and then the Out of the Woods Crafts point system here. 120 laps, 70% fuel, 2 green white checker attempts, 2 fast repairs, 4 sets of tires, not 3 sets of tires. 4 sets of tires according to the race information there. And, of course, we are running Homestead, which is 1.48 miles in length. Heavy banking along straightaways. They're going to have at it. They're going to bump and bang in the back. We're going to go green flag racing right now. I was off of my timing, folks. Lee did a perfectly fine job today of getting things rolling. And great chance to see what's going to happen. Get it real out front as Homestead works its magic. And, of course, we'll have to change the top overlay. That didn't change over at all. So bear with me. I like to make sure that we're all good to go. And today it was not good to go. We love our stuff. We will... looking at the driver broadcaster note. Did we have one for today? We did not have one. Okay. We're all bass backwards. That's what I'm calling it. That's what I'm calling today. I was off. The missus needed me, and I needed to make sure that she was taken care of. So let's copy this link. We're going to go back into SDK. Do apologize, folks. Our logo. This. They're fast. I like this track. This is one of my favorite tracks when it comes to mile and a half, besides Kansas, of course. Everybody knows that I like my Kansas. One of the things I like about this track the most is its progressive banking, being able to pick a line. The low line works, the high line works, everything kind of works as we get ready to continue to push 4 of 120. And I'm waiting for my code to let me know he is good to go. If he is good to go, we will start calling some racing together. You good to go? All right, well, that's all good.
Who needs SDK anyways?
Oh, I tell you what, I do. That's awful. Folks, it's Bryant Lucas. He is joining the Signature Esports staff over here, and is going to help me build our platform. He is. It's not the first time he's called a race with me. He's been calling Tuesday night series with me. He's going to be joining me for the Riptide Radio Cup series here as we learn how he maintains and what he can do. We're going to teach him a thing or two about him. One of the bigger things is to make sure that he's on time like I wasn't today. So those things do happen. But the wife is the boss here. And when the wife needs something, I've got to do it. Grijalva to the bottom.
Yeah, good fight here from Lee. They got a 47, the 24, beautiful 24 Raptor machine in there. Ford Mustang to the lead.
Grijalva out front now as Kenny Reel goes to second. Grijalva very fast in the next-gen car. We've watched him in the Chop Shop Racing Series time after time. Watching him, I think he's running an ORL wrap on the top there. That's the Outcast Racing. We've seen him take care of that. 44 of John Ross is going to be up 1. Steve Ritter off 2. The 66 rolling that blanket machine. Little Ford action all over. This is a Ford heavy league, and we see the 20 drivers running today's race. We're going to see who's going to have that long run race pace. 70% fuel on a mile-and-a-half circuit here. We'll put them in pit road at least 2 times because 70% fuel will knock about 18 to 24 laps of fuel off of the cars, depending on how fast they run and what they're going to be able to do. So they're not going to be able to run the 58 normal laps that we see for the next-gen car. They're going to come into pit road about somewhere around that 40 to 45 mark, I do believe.
Yes, sir. The 44 looks like he's got some attack there. Not quite enough in the middle of the corner. Car seems tight for him in the middle of the corner. Not able to tack in, but not in the middle. These cars are looking good here. I'd like to keep an eye out on the exit of turn 2. The exit of turn 2, there's a little dip in the road, and you can see that there's some people hitting it, and we've already had 3 or 4 cars earn what you would call a Homestead stripe off of that corner.
Homestead, Miami Speedway, going through some changes throughout the field. And here's the 62 of Frank's engine. A little yeehaw moment. I do like the old Toy Story 2 cartoon look going on for the number 62. 6 up front, Johnny Barker putting a little Christmas wagon on. Is that a Christmas Vacation? Yeah, it is Christmas Vacation. I thought it said Christmas wagon there for a moment. Christmas Vacation. Leaf guard. Part of the platform over here. Steve Ritter running the leaf guard machine to the number 16. Let's go back to the front and see what's happening here. Arabia Caton's going to be in that number 30 machine. He is off 2 from the start of the race. Leroy Koblenz is going to be fighting side by side with Jeff Barefoot. Both drivers off 9 as Jeff Barefoot looks in that middle lane here in that the 9 spot in 18th. Dave Farrell is going to be right where he started. Has a little bit of nose action here for the Highline Motorsports Chevy Camaro. Christian Delgado is going to be off 1 as well. Delgado is one of our Beef Jerky Limited driver camps. We'll talk about him here in just a moment. 31. Running the track racer machine in that 40. La Raposa is going to be up 1 in that 46. Swap spots with Christian Delgado. Both drivers starting around the 15-16 mark. Michael Caffrey running the old 66 machine. Little Ford Mustang. I do like the new Dark Horse Ford Mustang action here for Mike. Mike normally runs a Chevy, so to see him in a Ford, it's a little bit weird. I have to ask him about that. From Perth, Australia, is Michael Caffrey. Christopher Pendel is going to be there in that 94, up 6 already. Nate Cotilla is going to be up 2 here in that number 5. AJ Cawthon up 2 in the 11th spot. Sees Jason Wiley to his front, off 2 for that driver. Up 20. Or up from 20th to 9th is going to be Dalton Powell. He's going to be up 11. Rob Lowe up 4 moving forward. Going to see the Vegas Vacation driver moving forward as well. Frank, again, off 2. It's going to have Rob Lowe to the inside. Brandon Guerin's going to be up 1 as the Lightning Lardy's number 4 Ford Mustang continues to move forward. Steve Ritter up off 3. So is Kenny Reel. We're looking at Johnny Barker up 3. Grijalva's going to be up 1. John Ross takes over the lead as the 44 goes to work. As telemetry is being logged here for the series. Make sure that you check it out and make sure you check on everybody. Good-looking race cars, good-looking paint schemes. Homestead Miami Speedway is going to see week 10, the halfway point here for the Riptide Radio Cup Series. And we'll let Bryant take over for a little bit. He's got some cars I'm sure he has in mind here. Let's see what we got going on there.
The 2162 got a good battle here in, I believe, 3 and 4. Lowell. Got a Christmas Vacations car there. You weren't kidding. It looks like advantage to the 29. Pardon me. I'm upside down as heck right now. That'll be the 62. Pardon me. The 21 getting really wiggly there off the corner. You know, you come off the corner here at Homestead, it's just like the car just does not want to sit with you, right? 4's a little bit easier to you as the 21 goes below the 51 Chevrolet. That'll be Howell in the 51, and he's being chased down by the 25.
Dalton Powell up 12 has moved himself up on that high side. This is a high line running track. We watched greats like Kyle Larson run this one as well. And that's the line he likes to run right now. Has a good speed difference between he and the 62. 51 to the outside, trying to clear some of that pace. That is one of the benefits of this racetrack. You see the drivers drop all the way down to the bottom side of the race line. The corner exit's where it's going to happen. As you see Frank into 62, close the door on the 51, but the 51's going to have that race line up high. It's a good move here for the 51, able to utilize those tires, get them up to temperature, continues to move. 21 trying to make some ground up here as the low line not necessarily working for a lot of the drivers. Grijalva in tow of John Ross, 1-2, seems about 4/10 of a second off. Johnny Barker still about a second off the pace as well.
Yeah, it looks like that 8th to 10th is a really big hot spot right now. Do we have a stage?
No stages. They had stages, but they took them out.
Well, hey, to 21 here on the bottom. The 25 fighting for it. But, man, I got to say, this is some good, clean racing so far.
So far, so good. 20 drivers in today's race as the field starts to spread out. Dalton Powell up 13. There to the bottom side of Brennan Garrett.
That 25 is looking hot. It looks like I see a lot of tire saving going on in that car. If I was watching his wheel there for a minute, and he's definitely taking care of those tires. He's looking forward to the long run here, and you really gotta focus on that here at Homestead Miami Speedway. It's basically a cheese grater of a track sometimes. So good job keeping those tires cool and keeping his momentum up. That'll be a good way to win the race.
This track resembles a lot of what Atlanta does. The 21 trying to take that line away from the 25, the onboard camera here of AJ Cawthon. You see him slide a little bit into the brakes. That's one of the things that you will see here is that when you try to break into the corner, you're going to see a little bit of a slide. Right now, Brandon Guerin holding up the 51 as Guerin protecting the line. Rob Lowell utilizing a lot of the race line. We'll see if Dalton Powell can squeeze his way to the outside of the 4. 21 trying to pull the side draft off of the 25. Not necessarily going to work. We'll see how it will work as right now Grijalva, 4/10 of a second difference here, runs the second lane down to the bottom side. John Ross running up into that middle second lane, and that is one of the preferred lanes here as they continue to work. Johnny Barker, not quite. I think he is running the higher side. He's going to be able to work it. Rob Lowell, free off corner. So is the 51 of Dalton Powell. As he works the bottom side, he's going to have to go back to work, cool the tires down. One of the big things about this racetrack is you have to cool the tires back down if you get free. If not, those tires don't go to work. Rob Lowell under pressure from the 51. And we'll see if that's going to be able to work here. 21, 51, side by side again. Good battles in the middle part of the pack. Let's check in on our Beach Jerky Limited driver cams here today as our famed Nate Cotilla, who is up 1 right now, putting a hurting on these drivers. We know that Nate has cerebral palsy, and he gets out there and he runs on a flight stick and knocks it out of the park. Has some great pace. He's up there running in that number 50 machine. Actually has the 50 on the paint scheme, number 5 on the relative there for you folks. A good time for everybody as they continue to push and continue to work. 21 of 120. They have a long race. It's a long race ahead of them. 120 laps takes a long time. This is one of the longest lap times for the 1.5-mile track. Since Dave Ferrella has an issue, he's going to be on the bottom side of the racetrack on the access road here. He's going to reset. Let's take a look and see what happened here. Had the 43 to his 43 turns him.
Ooh.
I want to see how that started, though.
Yeah, the 43 just hit pit road as well.
So the 43 and the 50. So 52 of Dave Ferrella running the high side here.
Ooh, that 43 is messed up.
So they do have 2 fast repairs. That is something to think about. 43 off corner exit. Runs up, puts the nose right there to the back bumper of the 52. And that is on the 43 there. As Dave Ferrella will be coming off pit road. He is going to be a lap down here. And that'll be only to the benefit of that driver. We'll see if he's going to be able to impact his race a little bit more. How about John Ross working? That is Nate Cotilla on your screen for the Beef Jerky Unlimited driver cams. And right here, be Christian Delgado. Delgado Driving to the number 31. It's going to be right back where he started in 15th. Long run race pace here for the driver. We'll see how much he's going to be trying to save. See if he's going to three-peat. Or, not three-peat. Try to break this up in the thirds, which is what I would expect a lot of the drivers to do.
Yes, sir. And you know what? I'm seeing a lot of side-by-side racing here between the 21 and 51. They're just out here having a ball with each other, and that is why we sim race, man. It's all about the side-by-side racing excitement of just fair grinding and trying to beat each other. And they're out there just having a ball here in Homestead.
51 able to clear the line. Pulled his tires off. Now going back to work. You see the back straightaway getting busy here for Dalton Powell. Powell was trying to hold on to what that high line. The 21 still trying to utilize that very bottom of the racetrack here. And not making as many gains as you would think. 0.3 of a second difference. And that grows very quickly. Here is your relative to Dalton Powell. Frank's engine right there to the outside. Learning a few things. There's your dashboard, sorry. Here's your battle box is what I was talking about. Rob Lowell to the inside. Watch Frank's exit here. He's going to find that exit, and he's going to start trying to look at that catch-up. Rob Lowell right behind, who taps the wall there just a little bit. That's something that will slow you down. But I would like to think that Rob is going to move his race line up a little bit to be able to utilize that draft. And tell you what, Frank did a phenomenal job as well. A little right front scrape for Rob Lowell. You see his car hit the wall.
All right, guys, let's take a look at the 52. He is falling like a brick right now.
Well, Dave Ferrella was involved in that incident.
Lots of damage, yeah.
No, he was involved in that incident where the 43 just got to the back bumper of him. And right now he is just trying to move his way forward. And right now he's already a lap down. He's just there's the 4.
Oh!
So the 4 caution comes out here as Dave Ferrella has the 4 to the inside. He was split trying to run the lane.
Well, at least we were on him, right?
Yeah, that's what happens. A little far chase here for you. So the 52 has the 24 to the outside. There's the 4, Brandon Guerin to the bottom side. Brandon Guerin, and 52 backs the corner up. 52 trying to come to pit road. It looked like there. 4 it just wasn't clear of the 4. And boom, just like that. That's a toe to pit road. John Ross is your race leader. Alex, thank you for the like. Joe, again, Mr. Grahalva, thank you for the like out there, folks. We'll keep it all nice and cool, calm, comfortable. We're still a 2 pit stop race. Dave Ferrella having to go to pit road, get himself on pit road. We'll see if he decides that he is going to be out jumping to pit road. John Ross is your race leader. And dang, oh dang.
Yeah, that was I could just see him falling backwards. I'm like, this doesn't look pretty here. And you know, accidents definitely happen, so
well, he had been I was talking about that earlier on the stream. We watched the issue happen with the 43 getting to the back bumper to the 52 with Dave Ferrella.
Yeah.
That was right here, folks. 43 gets to the back bumper, and that's what sent the 52 down the bottom off the corner here. And so he's just got bad tires and just trying to make it work. So he gets himself back rolling here, and that was where Leroy came to pit road there, and the 52 just having an issue. So he gets rolling back again, and he's just off the surface. He's just off the racing surface here, and he's going to be off the pace. And so because he was off the pace there, that's where the times change. Kenny Reel, everybody coming to pit road, they do have an extra set of tires over what you would need, so that's a good choice there. We'll see John Ross, Steve Ritter, Johnny Barker, Kenny Reel, Grahalva, everybody coming off pit road, taking some fuel, getting some tires, everybody ready to relax. They're going to be doing what they do. We present your cautions here. Go to Signature Esports on all of your social medias out there. Make sure that you check out our Facebook, our YouTube, our TikTok, our Twitch channel, we do have a Twitter, aka X, and we have a second YouTube channel, Sig_Gaming. Go check that stuff out. That's all going to be where we push everything. So that's kind of. I mean, we're just trying to expand. That's the reason why we're doing. Riptide Radio is a free internet download that you're going to be able to go to riptideradio.com to check out. You can download their app, or you can listen online to the smooth sounds of cool jazz up there for Riptide Radio. Make sure you definitely check out the website, give them some support, listen to them while you're at work. It's a good way to keep yourself relaxed. And they do play some good music. They have good radio shows. It's what we put in our office at work, folks. I do apologize. Smack my mic right there. We do listen to them in our office in the early morning because, well, it's just a good way to start your day. Here at the Lake of the Ozarks, we are all about the beach music. Rojava in fifth off two, was running comfortable in second. John Ross might be able to back this one up and have himself a good race line here today. Let's check on what the season is doing here for season 4 for the Riptide Radio Cup Series. Kenny Reel leads in points with 5 wins. John Ross second in points, 36 points off of the pace, has 2 wins. So looking to try to impact his race line here as 10 weeks are in. 9 races down, 5 wins for Kenny Reel. So that's just a dominating performance. Jacob Carter has a win. He is no longer in the platform, and so is in the league, and so is Brian Huntley Jr. Both drivers out of the league. Both of those drivers have wins. Everybody else trying to impact and work their way into it. That's the way it goes. Riptide Radio, knock it out of the park. We appreciate all the sponsors that are a part of Riptide Radio. Make sure if you're out there on Twitch, we are supporting Mission 22. That is Elderheart Incorporated. They do business as Mission 22. Mission 22 supports families and veterans after the fact when it comes to mental health, mental awareness, and trying to prevent the big S word, the word that we do not like to talk about, the word that we do not like to see come across our board. 22 veterans a day contemplate or have committed, and that is the number that needs to shrink. So make sure that you go check out Mission 22's mission statement at mission22.org or elderheartinc.org. You can check them out as well through the links in our Twitch donate page. I want you to go check them out. Yeah. Oh, that's you. Like it. All right. B-Train subscribing. That's you.
Yeah, I had to go. You had to go in there. So, hey, he said it. You know, you gotta follow it. Good old Sig here says. You know, he said to go subscribe and everything. Lights are off on the pace car. We're just about to go green here.
It is time. It's time. 3 rounds. There he is. Biggest pythons in all of iRacing. Green flag.
Right jump for the 44 there. The 6 gets a good follow. I think second's going to go to the 6 here. The 16 falling back mid-corner, being pushed by the 24. 25, maybe make it 3 wide there. Nope, nobody can follow there.
Here is your Sounds of iRacing cameras. We're going to let you tune it up. If you've got a absolute fantastic, 3 wide off corner exit here. If you've got a surround sound system, you need to listen to these cars. We're going to crank it up. We're going to keep ourselves quiet for just a moment so you can hear what these cars are doing. at it here. They're rolling. We also had to discuss an SDK issue for our young Bryant here. Again, Bryant Lucas is coming on board Signature Esports here as a commentator and co-creator. We're gonna try to give him an opportunity to not only call races but also help the stream grow. That's what we want to do. Also, I have to take breaks every once in a while, folks. I'm going to continue to call races. I'm going to call as many races as I can, but it's not, you can't do this stuff yourself the entire time. So watch Kenny Reel here, your pole sitter, starting to put some time in. John Ross about to be under fire as Kenny Reel puts it up near the wall. Going to put a little bit of that Hendrick Motorsports action all over the back bumper of that 44 John Ross. He catches him out of the corner. John Ross under fire, and this is where a bump comes from the 44. 24 up to the high side, checks up the race line. Here comes 6 of Johnny Barker. Dalton Powell up 16, utilizing that high line to run the outside, and finally getting that 51 where he deserves to be. And I think Dalton Powell has probably been the most underrated driver out there, and has spent a lot of time trying to perfect his craft, and has really been improving his iRating over the course of the last couple of weeks. And we watch him because he's a part of our Signature Esports development program, and he has his own esports program as well. It's called Highline Motorsports. So I want to give a big shout out to all the Highline drivers out there, putting some time in, putting the effort in, but also allowing us to keep track of what they're doing to help grow our fundamental platform, which is esports. We want these drivers to improve. We not only want them to improve, but we want these drivers to have a great support platform, which would be, of course, drivers like these getting out there and putting themselves in that 4K league.
Yes, sir. And Kenny Reel just went to the lead there. He had to do a dive underneath the 44. Now, Kenny's, my personal opinion, that doesn't make it right. I think the tires are going to fall off on the 24, and that a 44 is going to be headed back to the lead here.
The most abrasive line on Homestead is the line that John Ross is running. The high line here, actually, in the next gen car, is the preferred line and has the longest run out of the car. So clean air is important, and John Ross can very well do it. But now you see Kenny Reel work his way down to the bottom side. That's because he has clean air. When you are in the draft, you want to run that high side, which is the line that is going to be preferred. It's going to be less out of the throttle. And right now you see how John Ross is catching. It's because he's following the line that Kenny Reel is. It's not the fastest line around the racetrack. But watch Dalton Powell catch these drivers off of this. They're on the same pit strategy. Dalton Powell's last lap might be a little bit slower, but it is eating away the ground. John Ross last lap, it's going to be a 33.07. Dalton Powell, 32.96. Still able to run that high side, be a little bit more in his throttle. Similar to Kansas, that high line but that's the thing too, is that everybody's running different lines, and that's something about iRacing's new progressive track model. They put it on hold for a couple of years. They brought it back out about 2 months ago, and it was right before the holidays when they were talking about bringing it back out, and they did. They had a short implementation of it. Now, iRacing has brought it in full-time to all the tracks, all the tire models, so the tracks are independently wearing and heating up depending on what the race line is. And right now you see Dalton Powell prove that outside lane can be just as fast as the inside lane, because he is running full throttle, just trying to keep himself off the road.
Yeah, I was feeling that change. Last night I was doing an Iowa race, and you know, you would go through these races and you'll go, all right, the top's hot right now, you got to run the top. All right, now you got to run the top in 1 and 2, the bottom in 3 and 4, and it would just sit there and change after finally. It made the racing so much better, because that leader just sits on his line and he doesn't realize everybody behind him has changed lines and are headed forward.
One of the great things about iRacing is that they're ever improving, and right now Dalton Powell moving forward. Johnny Barker inside the top 5. How about Grahal? But still solid top 5 night form. I think he is just trying to work on what he is doing. We'll check his line, see what he is running. Sometimes that second lane is also a preferred lane. Not dropping all the way to the bottom unless you're on corner exit, which is what Grijalva just did right there. They seem slide out to the outside. But his last lap time, the 31.1, is faster than your race leader, 31.16. A 33.16, not a 31.16, a 33.16.
Be a fast lap.
Fastest lap on the racetrack ran by your race leader, 32.84 so far. And we will see who is going to be able to top that as we continue to prove that new tires are going to matter here. John Ross in second, still holding about a 4/10 of a second difference. Kenny Rio putting dirty air on the back of John Ross. That's another thing about this one. This is a draft-dependent track. The moment that you put dirty air on the back of on the nose of somebody's car, I do believe somebody's engine just blew on pit road. The moment you put dirty air on the nose, it jacks these cars up. These things are very aero-dependent. 51 looking to go to the outside. Will do so as the 44 drops in. Dalton Powell should be able to get back to the throttle a little bit more freely. Here's a look on board. There's that race line. He's going to back out of the corner. And it's going to be right on the hot tail of John Ross. This is, I think, Dalton Powell just wants to run the outside. He does not want to drop in. He wants to do exactly what we watched Kyle Larson for many years at Homestead do. Not only that, he's not the driver that perfected it. So Powell backs up this corner here. Let's see what he does as Johnny Barker plays catch up to the drivers as well.
Barker looking pretty good. It's kind of out up there for a minute. He's working his way into the picture here. It looks like what I could see is kind of in that middle line. What I glanced at. Let me see here what he's really doing. Yeah, he's kind of running that middle to low. Yeah, he's all the way on the bottom. He's been moving his way forward. Now just 2/10 back to Powell. Actually, a little less than that now as Powell gets the run off of each corner here. But that 6 is going to get out and get by him. He is cruising forward. He saved the tires. And that dark horse is looking hot.
Dalton Powell keeps tapping the wall, too, and it's slowing his progress. So Powell will go back to fourth. Dalton Powell's very fast on that high side, and it's a good line here. The issue is that he keeps tapping the wall, and that wall is not doing him any justice here. There it is, right there again. Yeah. He is drifting ever so slightly up into the wall and getting little wall taps out of this. That slows his progress, and right now the 6 of Barker a little free there on corner exit as well.
Yeah, you saw him come off that corner. I don't think the car slid up the way he wanted to, and so it got really loose coming off.
A 51, 6 side by side, 1 and 2 really good for Dalton Powell, and it's causing the 6 to wear the tires out. Right now 1.1 in closing as John Ross keeps the same line as the 24 and slowly creeping back in. I think Kenny Real is much faster up on the high side here. And right now, not in tire-saving mode. It's allowing John Ross to close the distance back down. And John Ross running a phenomenal race right now, doing exactly what he needs to do. How about 51.6? 51's going to clear. 47 of Grijalva playing catch-up here. Now, after all of that wall scraping and all those issues that you're seeing there, here comes Grijalva down on the bottom side, trying to take Johnny Barker's spot away. Grijalva started third, 51 up near the wall. Big run off corner 6, free again.
And that 6 keeps getting free here. That him running on that bottom, you can tell that those 6's tires are just falling off. Grijalva's going to get by both of these guys here. Just give it a few laps.
For the driver to keep looking at Steve Ritter saving his tires here as well.
Ooh, good Grijalva! I think he just hit the inside wall.
Grijalva free. He's good. Let's take a look. Grijalva tried to make that happen. Here's Dalton Powell and Grijalva. Grijalva off corner exit, got free.
Grijalva, told you, man, turn 2 is deadly.
Yeah, he was good there. Let me back this up just a little bit. Turn 2 on the bottom side. You get those tires overheated. That bottom line, because the leaders are running the bottom line, that bottom line is very hot. And so because it is, those drivers have to really push back. Now Grijalva has to go back to work. Dalton Powell at 15 and 5th here as the 16 going around. Steve Ritter finding his pace. Now Dalton Powell, if he cools his tires down here and keeps his pace, he should be able to be fine. But we'll see if Rob Lowell's going to be able to put here. 8:52 on the iRating for Rob Lowell. as the number 6 spot for Harville, 27-18. A lot of high I-rated contenders in here. And they're showing exactly why they are who they are. Kenny Reel, John Ross, 30-70 for Kenny Reel. John Ross, 29-54. Johnny Barker, 19-50. Sub 2,000 for Johnny Barker. All A-class drivers. Delgado, 25-16. B-class, 1.39. Jason Wiley, 16-34. B-class, 2.39. Only two, I'm sorry, we have one more B-class driver. It's going to be Arabia Caden, who's been working on his race line, his racecraft. He's doing what he can to get himself up and moving forward. Jeff Barefoot, 1,019, C-Class 2.58 is the only C-Class driver in the field. Everybody else running that blue banner. And a tenth of a lead here, a tenth of a gap is the 24 and the 44. Go to work. 24 runs the second lane, 44 on the bottom side. This is where shifting can matter as well. Can somebody downshift off the corner? As Kenny Reel still leads here, but John Ross trying to go to the inside, trying to make it work. 44 will work the high side once again. And now the tire is starting to hold on to what he has.
Oh, the 24 is getting way loose here. Can he catch it? Can he catch it? Oh, man. That was a long slide for the 24 there, and that's going to cost him a lot of time.
It's that dirty air that I talked about, John. When he came across, when he started to exit, John Ross was crossing the nose of Kenny Reel and put the dirty air on Kenny Reel's nose, and that upset the car. That is very easy to do. And Johnny Barker, Steve Ritter going at it here. Steve Ritter, very comfortable race line here. It's Ford, Chevy, Ford. Make up your top three. Ritter in a Ford and Dalton Powell in a Chevy as well. Dalton Powell committed to the high line here. He's Rob Lowell to the inside. Lowell back to him. As we get back, we're about to hit the halfway mark. Most of these drivers, we're going to be looking somewhere around the lap 70 mark before they decide to come to pit road. 79 would be a good number. 51, little wall tap there. He's doing just fine. No permanent damage to the car. Just little scrapes as he gets out of 3 and 4. 1 and 2 are perfect for him. 3 and 4 have been a challenge over the course of the last 10 or 15 laps.
Yeah, and this 6 car cannot get a break, get him into some nice clean air, like nice clean racetrack here. He's always being chased or racing somebody. So right now he's being chased by the 16, and his tires, they're cooked. He had to work real hard to get where he needed to go.
Right now, Kenny Reel in dirty air. John Ross able to utilize the bottom of the racetrack to back his corner off. Another thing about this race line is being able to back your corner off. Kenny Reel getting upset, has burned off the tire a little bit here. And this is where this is going to matter. When you run it yourself and get yourself free, his last lap, 34-24. And it's not because of running where he is running, as right now Rob Lowell picking the spots back up. That high line is very fast and very, very, very much the preferred line. Now, because the track has changed and because the track temperatures are starting to adjust to where the drivers are running, that high line is picking up pace, it's picking up debris. The bottom line right now for John Ross is worked out. So Kenny Reel probably on those laps probably should have ran the high line until the car fell back to him and then started running the low line to defend against John Ross, which he didn't. The moment Kenny Reel made the pass on John Ross, he lost a ton of time by running the same line as John Ross, changing his tire wear and a tire pattern.
He just hit pit road. 24's in pit road. 24's tire. I really think it came down to tires there as well. I said it earlier. I'm like, that 24 is going to burn up his tires. 44 is going to go by him, and sure enough, here goes the 16 by the 6. Can he clear him here off a corner? Run will go to the 6 here. Not quite enough for the 6. The 16 is going to get in line here.
John Ross holding on to the lead. Steve Ritter's going to be in second. I think Ritter has the better car right now. He is able to back up the corners. And another thing about these corners is your steering ratio. You never know what the drivers are running. So I can make speculative guesses on what people are doing. And according to the lap times and according to what the telemetry tells me, will tell me exactly what's happening. Steve Ritter gets around to second. 2/10 of a second difference here. 3.5 seconds back from John Ross as the leaders have been proven that they know exactly what they're doing. Kenny Reel's going to go a lap down here. He's going to be coming off pit road. Brandon Guerin's going to be the first driver off the lead lap, off cycle, which is going to be 2 laps down. He came in on lap 27. Henry Koblenz is back out there running as well. He's going to be 12 laps down. John Ross, your race leader, 3.56, and he and Steve Ritter running about level times. But Johnny Barker falling backwards to Rob Lowell, trying to get a top 3. Grijalva there in that top 5 spot, 6 seconds, and had to cool his tires off as well. Get himself rolling back forward.
Oh, the 66 way low on the racetrack. 62 as well, way low. Some big catches there. Looks like there's some cars getting loose. I see a little wiggle from the 25. There's some wiggling going on here.
Caffrey just free off corner exit, so he's going to drop back to 10th. He was up in 7th. Zedgen here in the 62. Off to trying to go back to the top 5. Grijalva trying to go back to the top 3s in 5th. 66 of 120. We'll see if the driver's going to be able to make it. And I look at what Kenny Reel is doing here. Kenny Reel a lap down. They do have a lot of time between now and pit road, so they're going to be looking at pit road. They're going to be on their 40th lap here. Coming up here in the next 2 laps of tires. And we'll see if Kenny Reel is going to be able to run that bottom side. Maybe, I don't know if he's going to short pit himself or what he's going to do to be able to make this on fuel, because they'll think maybe it's a two pit stop race.
It's going to be close.
Guaranteed out of the race. John Ross dominating performance right now. Kenny Reel trying to leapfrog the field on pit strategy as he has the 51 with his back bumper. Dalton Powell back to 6th. Has had to work his way through the field to begin with. He started 20th and drove all the way up there. So if he is wearing his tires out because of that, then that's exactly what he did. He did a great job doing it. So imagine about fresh tires what he's going to be able to do. Once they decide to come to pit road. There's the 31.
We got a taker of 25s coming to pit road here.
69 of 120. It's going to put us 51 laps to go in today's race. This time by as John Ross comes down the back straightaway. Homestead Miami Speedway, 1.5-mile track. Steve Ritter does what he does and does it well.
Got the 51 hitting pit road this lap. Powell. Looks like we got a lot of takers here. A lot of takers.
So the magic number, 41 laps. That's what they're running. Tires and fuel expiring for a lot of the drivers. Some of the drivers going to stay out a couple of more laps. 41 laps, pretty much where you're seeing a lot of the drivers come in. Zedgen comes to pit road as well, the 62 down on the inside. John Ross in the 70. Or on lap 70, still going to stay out here and put it. 79 would be if you can make it to 79, you can make it to the end of the race.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of clutch work involved, and with him going right now, we'll have to take a look. And no clutch work involved with him. He's just cruising.
Another part of this is checking the gears. Here's what your gears are on board dashboard for John Ross. He's in 4th gear. 5 gears to this car. A reminder, because that might explain a few things on what's happening here with the drivers. 4th gear for Steve Ritter as well. I don't see the shifting coming in play. So 4 gears for the drivers. 70% fuel lightens the car up. We're seeing 4th gear for a lot of everybody. 4th gear again for Rob Lowell. Grijalva out there running 4th gear. So Delgado, all that. So I'm not seeing anybody run in 5th gear right now. Maybe we'll see if Kenny Reel's running in 5th gear. He's got new tires. So able to utilize some fuel saving on that car. Running in 4th gear runs a higher RPM. And I can go inside the cockpit view here and show you exactly what I'm talking about. He's free, very free. The 43 to the outside, lap down traffic here. Hoagland's going another lap down. He's putting himself very close He is scrubbing those tires. I'm very shocked he has not ran off the track here. That's some serious scrubbing. He's sliding up the race line. There's the 50 of Dalton Powell trying to get his lap back here. I'm sorry, not Dalton Powell. That's Nate Quintilla trying to get his lap back here. He is in the number 5 car. Actually, first car 2 laps down will be just 1 lap down right now. See your race leader under the bottom side, 75 of 120 being completed. So, in your opinion, what do you do if you're trying to run fast laps, 4th gear, if you're trying to run consistent long run laps, 5th gear?
I'm a shifter. I'm shifting back and forth. But if I'm Ross, I thought he'd be in 5th gear right now trying to save the gas. But it looks like he's going to have enough. He's pretty comfortable. So he's going to get to lap 40 here and he's pretty comfortable. I think what it looks like is they need 4th gear on old tires, and they're going to be running 5th gear on brand new tires when they got the speed in it.
Barker coming to pit road. That'll put a 45 lap cycle on those tires. That is plenty of time, plenty of fuel. Make sure you pack that thing full of fuel. That's going to be very important. I'd be clutching down pit road to shorten that pit cycle up. John Ross, Steve Ritter, Joseph Grijalva, your top 3. Rob Lowell, Christian Delgado, your top 5. Lowell trying to have a better race this race as well. You see the drivers putting themselves in the mix. Pindell is going to be in that 6th spot, up 13. Loewe. John Ross, 4-second lead over the 16 of Ritter.
Lowell's going to be, yeah, it looks like a lot of people hitting pit road here. You think I might just be a little bit too early, don't you think?
I mean, if you want to run the laps that they're running, John Ross can cycle out and win this race if he doesn't hit pit road without a black flag there. Steve Ritter's going to take over the lead here. One of the things you got to have is a clean pit stop. And if you can make it to 79, you can make it without having to save fuel. The driver who's going to have to save fuel, the old 24, or shorten his pit stop up right now. Ritter coming to pit road. Delgado will be in 3 and 4. We'll see if he's going to bite this time as well. He might stay out, get a lap lead. We'll see. Now he's going to bite. He's going to come in. Arabia Caton is coming in as well. John Ross cycles out 3.5 seconds behind Kenny Reel. So all of that time that Kenny Reel is spent out there, only 4 seconds as I look at it. Kenny Reel will cycle to the lead here.
He will definitely not make it on the fuel, though.
But just barely cycling out to the lead. 70% fuel for these cars. Shortens that fuel cycle up, lightens the car up, changes everything. And Kenny Reel, 4.7 seconds. Now, we will see if any one of these drivers on new tires brings out a caution. If that's the case, Kenny Reel's going to come in. He's going to see 5 or 6 laps of newer tires than pretty much the rest of the field. The rest of the field would probably stay out for track position because of how tough it is. And it's very tough to pass in the long haul unless you save what you're doing. So we'll see how this is going to work. John Ross in second here is going to play catch up. Dalton Powell is in 3rd, and he came on a lap 69, his last lap time matching that of the race leader on the high side.
Good battle back there for 10th, or pardon, 11th. Got the 64 a Pennell. No. Sorry, 94. Pardon me. Looks like he's fallen off quite a bit there, and maybe his tires aren't quite giving him what he wants to.
Here's a look at your pit strategy there on the bottom right of your screen, folks. Everybody came in on 29. Kenny Reel ran a 33-lap stint. John Ross ran a 48-lap stint. Powell ran 40. Zingen ran 40. Ritter 49. 46 for Barker. Cawthon ran 39. Bob Lowe 48. So the drivers that are up there, they had that 48-lap stint. Once the tires warm up and they come to them, you're going to see those drivers progressively move forward. Now, Dalton Powell cycled his way to where he is at, and he is not far off of where Kenny Reel was. So if you think about where Dalton Powell is here, 5.5 back, Kenny Reel has only a 3.5 second lead over John Ross. He would have to run basically 58 laps on his fuel cycle, and I know that is not enough. Having a sneezing fit over here. Holy cow.
Kenny Reel still cooking in the lead there. Ross trailing behind him. Ross is caught by, looks like over a second. Hunting down Kenny Reel. Dalton Powell sitting about 2.7 seconds behind Ross in that 51 car.
But Steve Ritter just ran his fastest lap of the race, 33.03. And is doing a pretty bang-up job of catching that front pack. I think Steve might have himself a top 3 car tonight. We'll see how he approaches this one, as he's going to have Zingen, the driver he is trying to catch here. Frank cycling his way up back inside the top 5. He was back outside the top 10 there for a little while. Christian Delgado in the 31 as we work through the field here again. It's going to be up 4. He cycled in on lap 78, just ran his fastest lap of the race, 33.24. Consistency does matter. Grijalva trying to work his way back in. He came in on lap 77. He'd be trying to salvage and save a little bit because of getting free earlier. So now he has to really work his way forward. 26 seconds the marker between he and Kenny Reel. Nate Cotila, of course, one of our driver cams, the other one of our driver cams, and he's got the 50 on his number, but the 5 is the number we're going to see. Nate running decent lap time, sitting in 13th right now. Does have some work ahead of him, but he's definitely put some work in. There is your race leader, 2.5 seconds back is John Ross, as these drivers continue to push. Leaf Guard giving you says get it today, protected for life. Check out the old Leaf Guard system if you so choose to. And that'll be right there on the 16. We'll see what happens. We got a lot of racing still left as we continue to go. You tell me what you got out there, Bryant. I want to make sure they go. Oh, BG, got to thank BG Graphics, Out of the Woods Crafts. Make sure you check those fine folks out on Facebook. Much love to these fine folks doing it. DTL Graphics as well, a part of the platform here for the Riptide Radio Cup Series, of course. And always, make sure you go check out riptideradio.com. and go see what they're doing.
The race for third is heating up 3 wide for third place here. The 51 of Powell was the guy in third there. The 16 going to try to beat him off the corner. 62 of Zin. Just sitting there in 6th, trying to find an opportunity to take advantage of both of these guys fighting here. Going to sit slightly up the racetrack at that 16. Make sure he gets that nice clean air on that nose. He has to cut under to make sure he gets the clean air. The 16 gets past the 51, moving him into third. That'll be Ritter. Can the 62 follow him? The 51 kind of got a little wiggle there into the corner. 62 is going to slide up. It's not going to be enough. Maybe pull a little bit of side draft and hop behind.
Jeff Barefoot off the lead lap is one of the lap down cars here. Just getting out there competing. Barefoot, part of the Riptide Radio fam. Much love to Jeff and what he does. He is a first driver 1 lap down. Kenny Reel trying to track down Nate Cotilla, who is going to be up on the high side here. He is running the high side. He's going to get a little free off corner exit. Cotilla trying to work it. Here is your Beef Jerky Unlimited driver cams one at a time there, folks. As we see Nate Cotilla running that second, third lane. As we'll switch this over so you can get that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful bean footage here for the 90. Here's what he sees on board his car. You hear the tires. He is trying to work that high side. He's a little free off corner exit. And he's going to be free again. He's trying. He's working hard. He's working hard for his money. Go to Kristen Delgado here on the straightaway.
Fourth.
Let's go to BeefJerkyUnlimited.com. They provide me a whole bunch of insight and everything that we do, and they support Signature Esports, and I support what they do. They have some of the best beef jerky I've ever had. Go check them out. Delgado running inside the top 10.
'51 of Powell's really the story right now. He's starting to really fall back. Like the 6 of Baker caught him from over a second back. Baker's now confirmed the pass there, but Frank has been working on him for quite a while and hasn't quite been able to make it work for him. So you see the 51s had wobbles, and I think after a few more wobbles, that 62 might just make it happen.
So Dalton Powell and Frank Zingen both came in a lap 69, 68. Johnny Barker has 6 lap fresher tires. He's running the bottom side over Dalton Powell. Steve Ritter came in on 78. So I suspect the newer tires are gonna work their way around. But if you look at what the 51's accomplished today, he started 20th and is in 6th. He's up 14 spots, the biggest mover of the race. And if he had a better qualifying, I think he has a better race line here on the long haul. Kenny Reel and John Ross, they've swapped positions here as John Ross is out front, up 3 spots, and Ross is just going to be able to utilize those fresher tires, 15 lap fresher tires to be exact, as Kenny Reel tries to salvage himself a top 5 night, and that's going to be a hard press because he's going to have to come to pit road with 26 laps to go. It will be 25 the next time by, as John Ross will take over and lead this lap, and we'll see who's going to have the most laps left. I do believe John Ross should be that character. Dalton Powell back to pit road again.
Yeah, he just split that. So it looks like he split this last run here. He's going to try to get some more tires and try to get some more speed on the track, possibly. That might be the call.
I don't know. 25 laps to go this time by. That's a lot of time.
Yeah.
Considering where he started, he's going to go a lap down right now. And so he's going to have to leave pit road, travel 1.5 laps, if not more than that, to be able to try to get himself back on the lead lap, let alone what he was doing before. So Dalton Powell coming to pit road. Nate Coutilla's coming to pit road as well. We'll see what these drivers are going to do. Kenny Reel is the story here now with 25 laps to go. He is waiting for something to go his way. Steve Ritter will catch him in the next lap or 2 with 25 laps to go. Ritter's comfortable here for that top 2. Ford's going to be able to dominate here. Frank, he and Kenny Reel, the lone Chevys out there. Frank's engine came in on lap 69. He should be fine for fuel. We watched 48, 49 laps going. If he is saving any kind of fuel right now, he should be able to be just fine. As we saw John Ross able to work his fuel strategy himself to run 49 laps.
Ooh, 51 hit the wall hard. He's lapped down, though, now. It looks like he's been getting a lot of them stripes off the wall here.
Dalton Powell, one of the Amar Paintworks, Highline Motorsports Signature Esports logos. We appreciate the fact that he runs those. Much love to him. Thank you to the drivers who do run our logo and run with our team. We do appreciate that as well. Garage 54 is where you can find our team if you want to be a part of that. You can also find it in our Discord if you want to be a part of the development staff and the development crew that we're working on, including setups that we are pushing out and trying to give ourselves the benefit of the doubt here battle for second is going to be very quick here for the 16 and the 24. Steve Ritter should be able to make this pass pretty easily here. 15 lap fresher tires. He should walk all the way around the 24 and do that pretty carefully. Yeah, he's going to be just fine. As Kenny Reel looks on the high side, should have a run down the last straightaway. Just not going to carry the speed that you would normally see. And we'll have to see if Kenny Reel has any kind of save. He's got to be running fifth gear to be able to try to have any kind of save here. John Ross should be able to run fourth with no problem. 21 laps to go here at Homestead. Only one caution for incident, and it's been pretty calm, pretty collective. As Jeff Barefoot would be your lucky dog. Raposa would be second of those drivers. You see the 46 up on the high side. Rob Lowell trying to get around him. Rob Lowell up to the bump to pull the air off the 46. A little close there for that driver. Want to touch it. Here comes Dalton Powell. New tires, able to work his race line. It's going to be just fine.
Got a battle here for eighth, pardon. Grijalva and the 31.
Grijalva right front damage on that car. Christian Delgado down to the bottom side. Both drivers in on 77 and 78. Cawthon is coming to pit road. He is down to take another spot, maybe trying to find some tires, trying to find some fuel, trying to find some cycle. John Ross still out front, 20 laps to go. And we'll have to see. We'll have to see what Grijalva and Delgado do. Both those drivers pretty level on the iRating. 27-18 for Grijalva, 25-16 on Delgado. That's literally, depending on the split, just a couple of number difference in an official race. See a lot of drivers tapping along to the corner. What do you do if you have to readjust your race line and you keep getting into the wall?
That's a great question. I don't know, man. I usually just keep hitting the wall sometimes. But no, I usually just change my line because you're going into that corner and you cannot hold into it. You gotta move to the middle and then move high and then move off low. There's a couple of different ways you can go through these corners, either with these or there's all kinds of different angles. So you just gotta figure out where the grip is. Sounds like the entering one, you've got a lot of heat on that corner entering one, and so maybe the bottom in 1 and 2 is the place to be right now, and the top of 3 and 4 is where you want to be as well.
Digging out of the corner, Jason Wiley about to go a lap down in the Barbie machine. Is he driving a Cadillac or is he driving a Chevy? I've seen a lot of the he's driving a Ford. Wiley driving a Ford. They're trying to convert everybody to a Ford. I'm about to start paying people to drive Chevys or Toyotas. Actually, a Toyota. There is not one Toyota in this field.
Yeah, a Toyota.
It makes you wonder, with all the people running Fords in here, are they buffing? I'm not saying that they're doing. It would be very shady if they gave a little power boost to the Ford and not the Chevy or Toyota. So I'm totally joking when I say that. And it would be very shady. But we see a lot of Fords out here. So,
I gotta say, that's not very usual, and it might be just the dark horse that everybody's all raving about.
Oh no, this league is all Ford. This is a very Ford dominant league. It always has been.
I don't see that usually. It's like I see a lot more Chevy dominant leagues.
Chevy and Toyota, that's what we've been seeing. This is the one league that has been very Ford dominant, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Well, there's nothing wrong with it. I love my Fords. I'm a Mark Martin fan myself.
I'm not a Ford fan. I like the new look of it. I do like the new Dark Horse Ford. I think it looks good. I think the new Toyota is probably the better of the looking cars of the changes. What I am looking forward to, though, is seeing what is going to happen to Chevrolet in the next few weeks. So again, that they're supposed to make an announcement coming up here real soon. Hopefully they do so before the Daytona 500, because that would be a great marketing ploy right now.
Oh yeah, I think the Corvette's Corvette's coming back.
I would hope that and I know they had talked about it before.
Lumina.
I would hope that it was going to be the Monte Carlo, because if I remember
Oh,
correctly, Chevy had announced a couple of years ago they were working on a new concept of a Monte Carlo. So if that is the case, I'd be happy to see that for darn sure. Dalton Powell trying to play catch up here. 10 seconds off the pace of Jason Wiley for the top 10 spot. Wiley has the 30 wrapping around him. John Ross has lapped everybody to 8th. Is Pindell, who came in on lap 76, is under fire from your race leader for a very short lap. But 12 laps to go this time by for the 44. Ritter comfortable in that second spot. Kenny Reel is about to be passed by Johnny Barker. It is just inevitable. The amount of fuel Kenny Reel is going to have to save here he's getting close. He's got to be close here.
yeah, that 6 car is going to blow right by him, most likely here. 24 is holding on the best he can. Still, even with the 6, can get the run back down the back stretch, side by side. You can just see the 24 has no grip. Because usually, he should be blowing by this 6 car on that top side there off the corner with equal tires. But you can tell those old tires just will not grip off these corners, and the 6 just is able to hold up on the bottom side. As you can see, the 51 enter the picture there as he's a lap down.
Dalton Powell just trying to get a little bit more. Kenny Reel just trying to salvage points. He does come into this race with 5 wins and the points lead. I do think that he was just trying to do something different. The point line is the high line. With the progressive banking and the progressive things that are happening on this racetrack, we're seeing a lot of the drivers who chose to save their tire being able to make that work and move it forward. John Ross did just that, and phenomenal racing here, able to run the bottom side, 4th gear on the long run. Kenny Reel over to pit road with 10 laps to go.
Had no choice. He burnt his tires up too early, and he had to hit pit road. And we kind of talked about this at the beginning of the race. This race was gonna be a long run race. Who can take care of their tires? And if there was a ton of cautions that came out, this guy would have been in position. But it's not how it worked out. Short run speed, long run, just was not there.
And Kenny Reel on pit road. He chose to come to pit road very early. He only ran. I was less than. Let me check back on it. This is his final pit stop here. I have to make a change. I don't want to make a change. Come on now. Come on now. There it is. Kenny Reel ran 33 laps on that split cycle. He ran 48 this last time. And he tried to run the magic number here, and he may have just missed his lap time. Either way, he is back at 11, just outside the top 10. Biggest move of the race is going to be the 94. Dalton Powell still up 10, started 12th, and only has Steve Ritter and John Ross in front of him, but still trying to track down Jason Wiley to tie. He's got about a 1.1 second difference between Dalton Powell and Jason Wiley. There goes the 5 of Nate Cotila, is going to be in 17th. As you see, the drivers work the corner. Dalton Powell right here on the high side will work the corner. He's going to make a pass for 9th. He'll try to make a pass for 9th. 7 laps to go, 8.6 seconds. As Steve Ritter closes down the distance here. Johnny Barker in 3rd. Rob Lowe rebounding to 4th. Tire saving for Rob. He's having much better races here as Kenny Reel goes to the outside, trying to get some of his time back and try to play catch up. Kenny Reel trying to track down now Jason Wiley, who's 6.5 seconds. He's got 6 laps to do it to try to capitalize on the top 10 and make that work. Steve Ritter, 8.6, solid top 2 night so far. John Ross will try to make it 5 laps to go this time by.
Yeah, that battle from 9th to 11th, they're the fastest cars on track right now. They are all a lap down, but they are still the fastest cars on track. Oh, wait, nope. There goes John Ross pulling off a 32.9. Just as I look at these times and go, hey, these guys are faster than everybody else. Of course, that leader. Oh, no, pardon. That's his quickest lap. My bad. But no, these guys are the quickest on the track right now that I can see.
Fastest lap ran by a driver out there, Kenny Reel, 32.84. His last lap, 34.07, just trying to rip the wall as fast as he can. New tires will do that. Delgado blinked for me there. Do apologize about that. He's back in the race. In 7th, still on the lead lap. 27 seconds separate he and John Ross. Dalton Powell trying to get one more position. Can he get one more position? That would be the 94. He's got about 5 seconds and 4 laps to do it. As John Ross, Fords lead the top 5. Grijalva up to 5th. Has an 8-second difference here. Has the 25 of Cawthon to the nose of him. And there goes Grijalva to the bottom.
Yep, Frank is chasing Grijalva down. It'll be a good battle here towards the end. Nope. Look, Frank is falling back. 31 of Delgado is going to get by him as well. Maybe off the corner even. The 31 just gets a great exit and is able to pass him. No run for the 62 on the top.
Zinjan, the last driver on the lead lap, having a great run today. He is off 2. He did start in 5th, but he's still having a top 10 kind of night. 3 laps to go for John Ross, Steve Ritter, and Johnny Barker. Able to make this one roll out as Barker holds an 18-second deficit. 15.5-second deficit. Now 15.8 as they see the relative catch back up. Rob Lowe, 18 seconds off the pace. Another 2.2 to be able to try to catch up to Johnny Barker. But 2 laps to go. Johnny Barker will have to clutch this one in. Hopefully be able to make it. He's one of the drivers I'd be worried about, but I think he'll be fine. Zinjan doing a great bang-up job as well. Able to catch his break and doing a great job there as well. 51 laps would be the run for the 62, as long as he can make it around. White flag waves, final lap. John Ross able to do it.
That 62 just ran a 38-second lap time. I think the 62's out of fuel as you see Ross go by him here. He's really low. He's running some very slow lap time. 38 seconds last time by.
That is all right. He can still make it. He is clutched in. He's going to be able to finish in 6th. Maybe. Yeah, he'll finish where he's at 7th. Cawthon off the racing surface. John Ross with the victory here for the 802 Cup Series. Ritter's going to be 2nd. Zinjan will finish in 7th. So he did make it across. He had to clutch that bad boy. We talked about where they needed to come to pit road and to be able to run full lap times, and John Ross did exactly that. Phenomenal job by all the drivers who were out there making it work. 69 was very close. I mean, that's literally a 51 lap cycle.
Yeah,
That's tough. John Ross to celebrate. As more drivers complete. Cawthon had to reset to pit road. Frank not able to make it back around. So the 44 will celebrate as the drivers will go to work. Here is your race results here at Homestead Miami Speedway for BG Graphics, the 802 Racing League's Riptide Radio Cup Series, Week 10 at Homestead Miami Speedway. They're going to be back in 2 weeks, after 2 weeks, after the start of the Daytona. A lot of these drivers are going straight on to Daytona over the next couple of weeks. They're going to go watch the Daytona 500. So they're going to be out for a couple of weeks, and they will be back afterwards. I think it's February 25th is when they're going to be back. And, of course, today is the 4th. So they'll be back in 3 weeks. Yeah, it'll be 3 weeks. 2 weeks off, and they'll be back in 3 weeks. John Ross, Steve Ritter, Johnny Barker, your top 3. Rob Lowe finishes 4th. Grijalva in 5th. So Fords make up the top 5. The top 6. Christian Delgado finishes in 6th. It's going to be up 9. First Chevy's going to be Frank in 7th. Another Ford of Pendle in 8th. Dalton Powell rebounds to a top 9. Tied for the biggest move of the race is going to be in 9th. As Kenny Reel finishes in 10th. Rebounds to a top 10. Wiley in 11th. Caffrey 12th. Raposa in 13th. Cotila is going to be in 14th. Caton in 15th. Cawthon, Barefoot, Koblenz, Garand, Dave Ferrelli, your top 20. 20 drivers in today's race, and that is the way it goes. That is the way life hits it as they continue to push. Good race in there today. Able to keep it clean, able to keep things working, and able to have a good race. It was a good one. Let's talk to the man who needed it. John Ross rocked it out and knocked it out, getting your 3rd win of the series. Congratulations here. This one was fun to watch.
Yes, sir. It was a good run. We just had the one caution, so that was fantastic. The track, over the night it started to cool down. It got a lot better on that last stint, but a lot of cars sliding around, but everyone held on to us. It was a good race.
One of the big things I saw: new tires, high line, old tires, definitely low line. But you talk about the track cooling off and changing. When the track cools off, the grip moves, and which is one of the things I like about this new dynamic track model. Watching you guys save your tires and then be able to pass the guys who were ripping the high side, which is the preferred line around Homestead, was spectacular to watch. You just had to be patient.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun because after that caution, Kenny and Dalton were ripping the top, and I knew Kenny was going to run, and I said, I'm just gonna let him run and see if I can just be patient and catch back up to him. And he didn't. I don't know how long he ripped the top, but once he got back in front of me, he kind of dropped back down to that low line, and I just had to be patient. But after you can't run that top line for too long; it'll just start smoking the tires. And it took about 20 laps, 18 to 20 laps into a run to start seeing it. But it was being very patient right in the center of the turn. You could get in pretty well, but right in the center, if you tried to stab the throttle in the center of the turn, it was just eating the right front off of it. So you had to just be patient in the center, throttle on exit. But like I said, that last run when the track cooled down, we were almost wide open from about center of the apex of the turn out.
Fourth gear, we saw the gear change. A lot of drivers on new tire running fifth gear. We did watch the gear change and all of that. So lots of things. Bryant, anything for John here?
We saw the battle of the 24 there on that last run there. You
Yeah.
didn't fight him very hard. I think I know why. You pretty much guessing he's gonna burn them tires off and it wasn't gonna be a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, and Kenny's great. He's really good at being in your way and taking the air off of the front of your car. So I think it's just about being patient and finding your moment. I knew when he short pitted that he was going to come out and he was going to get the lead. And when I caught him, we played a little cat and mouse kind of fun game there. But yeah, it was a blast. And I knew, I knew Kenny would give up. He wanted to have a little fun for a couple of laps, and I knew he would give me the room to run.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm still sneezing over here. Anyway, I've had a sneezing fit this entire time. Hold on. Right? You finish this up. John, give your shout out.
Yeah. I appreciate that. First of all, want to thank you guys. Like I said, and I say this every week. I go back and I watch these races because one, I want to give my support, and two, really appreciate seeing it from a different lens. So you guys do a fantastic job, and we definitely appreciate that. And 802 Series Rob and all of the sponsors here, we say this every week too, but these leagues are hard to run. So, if we can give them some extra support, let's do that. So we want to definitely give a shout out to them. And then to my Wild Man crew, Christian, Leroy, Michael Caffrey, great guys. And we've got a new addition, Joseph, and he just started with us, ran fantastic tonight. Definitely want to give him a shout out too.
We're always good people. We love them.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Right, go ahead.
Good. Forgot.
He's good. He's good. We're on the job training, John.
Yeah, training here, man. I forgot what I was going to say, John.
That is all good, my friend. All good.
John, we'll see you in 3 weeks. Good luck. Hopefully, I don't know if you're going to the Daytona race, but I know a lot of the people here are going to the Daytona race. So enjoy your couple of weeks off, and we'll see you back on the 25th.
I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
John Ross, your victor here. Steve Ritter knocks it out of the park. His Ford, his 16 was fast early as well. I think you just needed a pit cycle to go your way to be able to close down some of that gap.
Yeah. I don't know, man. John's fast. I don't know if I could have caught him. Car felt great tonight. It really did. It was probably the best it's felt all season. John was just better than us tonight. Got to give him all that credit.
I got to give you credit. You were fast too, man. You did exactly what you needed to do, and it was a ton of fun to watch. Finding your groove, finding your pace, every week you continue to improve, and we see your finishes getting better and better. And each week it seems like you're developing your own race style to find. I don't know. Maybe it's just the tracks. Maybe it's just maybe it's just something different, but something's kicked up on you, and you're kicking butt. So what do you like about Homestead? Because Homestead is kind of a favorite for some people, and it just looked like you knew how to drive today. You knew how to drive this track better than some.
Yeah, no, this is one of my favorite tracks. Just the way we roll the bottom. I've always just been good at, feathering the throttle coming off the corner. And here, that's what you really need to do to not burn the tires up and kind of stay up front and be quick. So, yeah, the track definitely helped tonight. And rolling that bottom, being able to do that.
Well, you nailed it. I mean, this one was fun, man. This one looked like it was just that much fun and an entertaining race to say the least. So, Steve, man, that was fun. Ryan, anything for Steve? He's a pretty good driver here. I like what he's been doing.
Well, Steve, you had a lot of side-by-side running with people, man. You worked your way through the field a lot. And with that, you saw a lot of drivers tonight. And I love asking this question because it gets you talking about the other drivers and stuff. Who was your favorite battling partner tonight? Who you giving a shout out to for being your favorite battling buddy tonight on the racetrack?
Oh, that's a great question. Probably Kenny Real. I mean, Kenny's my teammate, but he never just lets you by. He did tonight at one point, but he's a good guy to battle with week in and week out. He's quick, so he's a good one to model after.
Kenny will make you earn it.
Yeah, he definitely makes you earn it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was movie night tonight. What did you do anything for movie night?
We didn't know. Unfortunately,
didn't know?
Yeah, we didn't know. We would have done something too. We love doing that stuff.
And I actually, when I looked at the schedule, I had forgotten too, because normally we see normally they throw up the logo for us, and normally I would have been like, oh, here's your movie night. So maybe it's just something that slips minds, and those things do happen. So maybe they'll put it on in another race so that people who missed the opportunity tonight can do it later on in the season.
It just made Brandon do less work this week. That's all.
That's it. That's all it was. All right, brother. Steve, congratulations again. P2 finish. Give your shout-outs, my man.
Thanks, man. Just want to thank you guys for everything you do. The broadcasts are great. And obviously all the sponsors, Riptide Radio, everybody else that's involved. Thank you to everybody that lets us do this. It's great. And to everybody out watching. That's awesome.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
All righty. Take care.
No
care, guys.
problem. Steve Ritter finishes in P2. Last but not least, the guy that I've been pushing to get his butt up there inside the top three, Johnny Barker, comes back, does so very well. Tell me about it, man. This one was fun.
It was a tough race for me. Bad tough race. I ain't good here, and so for me to finish top three, I take it all day long.
What do you not like about this track? This is a track that people love to hate it or hate to love it, or just, they're either emotionally attached or not.
Yeah, I just couldn't ever figure out the tire wear. I'd push it too hard and end up burning my right front up, or take it too easy. I mean, I just never got it right this week. So it turned out good. Finished top three for sure.
Hey, you know what? That's not bad. It's not bad. We had fours in top six, so that's pretty good too. You're showing the Chevy guys up.
Yeah, for sure.
Considering he's only like 7 Chevys and everybody else is running Fords, you better start showing them up. But Brian, your turn. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, Johnny, man, I mean, don't tell Ritter this, but I was cheering for you tonight, man. I was rooting you on. I was like, go the 6 car. I'm a big Mark Martin fan, so kind of cheating. But I was cheering for you tonight. Looking forward to the end of the month, my man. We're going to Chicagoland. What are your thoughts on Chicagoland, and what can we look for you to do there?
I like Chicagoland a whole lot. So if I ain't in top three there, I'm gonna be disappointed for sure.
I better be interviewing you on the 25th. If you don't, me and you're gonna be having a talk, okay?
Well, I sure hope so. Like I said, that's one of my favorite tracks we go to, so I'm really looking forward to that one for sure.
All right, Johnny, get that 6 car in the victory lane for me, okay?
Oh, yes, sir.
Johnny, this one was a pleasure. This one was a ton of fun. I know that you guys have a lot coming up, and I know that you're trying to go for back-to-back championships here. What's your outlook? I know you're getting a couple of weeks off. You're going to enjoy some NASCAR and then bounce back into the circuit, or are you gonna get some practice in at the same time?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna be doing a lot of practicing, for sure.
All right, my man. Well,
Uh,
are you going to the race though? I have to ask. I got to ask everybody if they're going to the race. It's just like
oh yeah,
it's part of my vernacular today.
yeah, I'm not going to the 500. We always go to the duels,
Mhm.
so we going down there that Thursday for sure.
Love it, love it. Will you send me some pictures and tell me how it is? Okay.
Oh yeah,
I gotta.
sure.
I will go. I'm gonna go to Kansas, and we're going to Worldwide this year. So since they're close to me, I'm gonna. That's where we're going.
Going to
Yeah,
Vegas.
that's why we go to Daytona. It's in about 2.5 hours from me. So
Yeah, yeah. Both tracks are two and like if you imagine a V from Kansas City and St. Louis, if you take a V and meet the points, that's where I live in Missouri. So it's about 2.5 hours to both tracks. So that's awesome. We're talking about Bristol as well. We're since they're running two races at Bristol, we can probably make the fall Bristol. So which would be nice. That would be really nice.
oh yeah, for sure. I'm gonna make it to Bristol one of these days.
It's the bucket list, man.
Yeah.
That's the one track that is so tough to get into. And I mean, they used to before they used to have a 2-year waiting pool. Now that things have kind of switched over because of the COVIDical, it's changed out. So I'm glad to see that they're bringing back the two races and skipping the dirt because we don't need to be putting dirt on Bristol anymore.
I agree with that 100%.
It's just if they do put it on there, they need to do it for dirt cars. Don't put them on there for NASCAR. It's just not worth the time, energy, and money. I think, but it's a big undertaking. All right, Johnny, I keep talking to you. I love you. I appreciate you, man. Congratulations on the P3 finish. Give you shout outs, brother.
Yeah, I think my teammates at Wolfpack Racing got to thank Brandon for the paint scheme tonight. Even though I messed my numbers up, I don't know why trading paint didn't get my numbers right. But anyhow, thank him and thank all the league sponsors.
Johnny, much love, man. We'll see you in a couple of weeks after all this stuff gets taken off.
All right, appreciate it. Y'all have a good evening.
You too. Johnny Barker, P3 finish, and we'll let him have at it. Bryant, what's your takeaways from the race?
Oh man, it was definitely came down to tires tonight. Who was able to take care of their car? Who was able to find the lane tonight? Kenny Rio looked really fast in that 24 Raptor car, but just could not hold the tires onto the car. And John Ross just was the class of the field tonight, man. He did the fuel strategy 100% correct. He just took care of those tires, was patient, and he just rode his rodeo around this track tonight, and he just couldn't be beat.
John did a great job, and one of my things that I liked about, I said it early on this race, was that this is a progressive banking track, similar to what you see on similar. I mean, if you think progressive banking, normally you think short tracks. Normally you think tracks that there's a lot of character in it. But this one, you can run the high side, you can run the middle lane, you can run the bottom, you can egg shape, you can diamond, you can run all kinds of different lanes. And what is always ultimately the battle when it comes to long green flag runs is the fuel strategy and the tire strategy, which is my favorite style of racing. And I was glad to see Kenny Reel try something different there. I know that he short pitted to try to make up some time, maybe thinking there's a possibility of a caution about 20 laps in, similar to what we saw in the beginning of the race. So, but you know what? They held it back. Had 20 drivers out there that knocked it out of the park. And I think that's exactly where it's going to be. So what do you think? Do you like Sundays?
Sundays?
Yeah, Sundays.
Snap day. Sunday's nap day, man.
That's okay. This is fun. Folks, got to give a big special thank you to, this is Bryant Lucas, okay? Bryant, Bryant. That is his name. He will be on board here. And so get used to his name, get used to seeing him on the platform to help Signature Esports rest his voice. because this is a real thing, and which I can appreciate as well. Brian, do you remember how I say goodbye to everybody?
I know how I say goodbye to everybody. I say thank you everybody for watching. Your mom, your grandma, everybody else. Thank you, and good night. You gotta have the pause there. It creates a lot of what do you call it? Anxiety. I'll just say that.
Creates the dramatic pause out of it.
Yeah, that's your.
What we say is that we, of course, thank the league. We also thank iRacing.com. Make sure you go to iRacing.com and check out your subscription today. You can use any one of these drivers' names that you saw in today's race and help them gain some extra as a referral. Any one of these drivers will be able to do that. Make sure you do that. Thank you to 802 Cup Series. Thank you to Riptide Radio for being a part of it. Again, riptideradio.com. Go listen to their station. I encourage you to do it. Of course, BG Graphics, Out of the Woods Crafts, and of course, all of the fine folks over DTL Customs. Thank you to all the fine folks that are out there watching. Thank you to each and every one of you. Get used to Bryant. Bryant is going to be a part of the platform again. Thank you to Mission 22, which is our sponsor and our not only a sponsor, but our supported charity that we were working with over the next couple of weeks. We have a little goal on Twitch. Go to twitch.tv/signature esports and check that out. Make sure you hit that follow button while you're there. Instead of subscribing to our channel, I want you to donate your $5 that you would subscribe to the channel to that because that matters more to me than taking your money. Because I want you. If I'm going to take your money, I want it to go to something good, and that would be Mission 22. We're going to stop those 22 veterans every day with a cause like that. It does help veterans post with PTSD and stop at that 22 mark. We don't want to see that. Congrats to John Ross. Congrats to another successful week. We'll be back tomorrow with the Chop Shop Racing Series. We're going to have a dirt series action. Of course, the GeoMax Dirt Series, and then Tuesday back with the Chop Shop Racing Truck Series, which you will join me for that. And then Wednesday, the Winston Throwback Series. Thursday, Signature Esports Truck Series is going to be at Chicago Street Course. It's going to be the first time you're going to see the NASCAR Street Course, NASCAR trucks on the street course on our platform. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited to do that. Fridays, we're going to be there with the Chop Shop Racing Cup Series. And then Saturday, back with the doubleheader. Sunday, just one race, the Super Late Models. Of course, 802, taking a break for a couple of weeks. Folks, be good, be safe, be kind to one another, because that is the motto, and that is what we want to do. The signature means to make your mark on the world. If you do not have a signature, then it's not unique. So that's what we try to do. So be unique and be yourselves. We will see you in the next one. I'm going to play the intro for the channel because, of course, I didn't get the chance to do that earlier, and I think it's really cool, and these guys deserve it. So we'll see you in the next one. Be good, be safe. Peace.